Did Blasian Doll feel any type of way about the Tay Savage interview? Like, what's you and her friendship or relationship like right now?
We good, but I ain't gonna lie. Like I talked to her, apologized to her behind the scenes and on camera. But I had
you had dropped the video of Tay Savage on Mother's Day.
Yeah,
which is kind of like
yeah, it wasn't intentional.
It wasn't intentional, but
you know how you like plan your rollout, like this day, that day. Each video, one of those days was Mother's Day, but the part was the part about her mother was that video that dropped, and I didn't realize it until I got a phone call from her manager. He was like, "Damn, gang, on Mother's Day," and I'm like, "Damn." That I ain't mean to do that. I can say that.
That is like, it feels kind of talking about that whole storyline, because even though everybody involved has videos about them online, it's like just knowing that Blasian Doll kind of like has to sort of relive losing her mom probably
over and over
through this being a topic over the last few months or whatever. That just feels kind of dark, just having a young girl especially having to just sort of relive that. But at the same time, I mean, it's a fair story to tell. You can't really tell the story of Tay Savage without talking about it.
Yeah, that was the thing. That's why I was like, I feel for her, like, because that's not easy to deal with. Especially, like, I don't know if he did or didn't, but that's who they accuse of doing it. And you see somebody that come home and be successful off of it. It's like, they got it. That's why, like, when people talk about her and say, like, she need to stay in a girl's place and this and that, like, I don't think they understand, like, how that feel for real. I'm not saying what she's doing is right, but it's like, your mama died, and you got to grow without your mama, and now you got to see this shit and be reminded every day.
Yeah.
Like, how do you just be regular and be what a woman should be? Like, how don't you grow up with hate and pain?
Then you understand why girls from Chicago are, fundamentally fucking different, wired different. A lot of the girls that grow up around that street shit, then...
That's why everybody different.
Yeah.
A lot of people just hurt. People think people just evil or fucked up people, and it's just like, this shit hurts. Can you imagine, like, you living in your neighborhood and somebody killed one of your closest friends or your brother, and you know who did it, and they only a few blocks away, and they rapping and
going on YouTube and shit. Yeah,
it's like, it's hard to ignore that shit.
Yeah.
Another thing, early on, probably like a year ago, you know how FYB J-Man was trolling? This is before everybody really knew who FYB J-Man was. Like, before, I think, like, his major Say Cheese interviews and shit. He had made a video claiming that Dirt got made his YouTube. Remember, he made a video saying that Dirt got his YouTube channel taken away and shit, right?
Man, Dirt, why you take his channel?
No, so I had posted it, and it was like, I think the title was like, Lil Durk copyrighted FYB J-Man's page and got his page taken away. But come to find out that FYB J-Man was trolling the whole time, and you hit me with a DM, and you said, yo, fucking my boy want to holler at you because he wanted to tell you the truth of really what happened. And this, at the time, I didn't know who Digi Prada was, but it was Stunky Man this whole time. Yeah. Early on, like a whole year ago, and now everything just all makes sense in hindsight. So, like, how you and Stunky Man, well, Digi, how y'all was cool anyway? Like, where y'all friendship from?
I met him through PBG Chemo, like, early on. I got booked for a video with him, and we got put up the Digi crib. And I didn't know who he was. I just seen hella weed over there.
Yeah.
But he had got into it. We networked. We chopped it up. And I don't know. We just got cool. We was kicking or whatever. And we basically was on the same type of time. We both hungry. We both in work mode. So we taking trips together. We networking off each other. I'm showing him my resources. He's showing me his. He a producer, so he got connections with artists. So we might take a trip. And all the people I'm working with, I put him in tune with. All the people he work with, he put me in tune with. We got a good thing going. We was doing the same thing with Billy.
Yeah.
And that's how we kind of like gained our relationship. We was just working, and we was friends, cool at the same time.
How do you feel about how like J-Man took his career like to the next level with all the trolling, over animated interviews and shit? Like
dressing up like a nurse.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, J-Man grew on me. At first, I ain't like this shit at first, but like once he started making me laugh, it grew on me. Like when he was doing shit like putting a dreads in and act like King Von, I ain't really like that shit for real. And it wasn't like I didn't like him for it. I just really wasn't it wasn't no shit I really cared to watch. But like now, he made it entertaining. Where like even if you don't like him, you damn not gonna watch it and laugh. Like how a lot of people don't like Charleston White, but they'll watch that shit because he just find a way to make you laugh about shit sometime, or he might say some real shit.
Yeah.
Like
It was a long road to the top for J-Man. Like he was doing all kinds of crazy shit, and it wasn't really 100% hitting.
yeah, like J-Man, I ain't gonna lie,
He just kept at it, man.
I always been up on him, but and I always been willing to work with him. But like, he definitely switched where he was at. Like he was like, it was a point in time when like I travel, and I might come to Vegas and he might be out that way. Or I might come wherever, he might be out that way. And my reason for coming out there wasn't for him, but my intentions was to work with him. But it'd be like I gotta handle what I can for. And then by the time we done, it's 2, 3 in the morning. I'm tired. I'll never be able to get up with him. So like, the way I fuck with how he grew, because he went from basically somebody like that I wanted to work with, but it's like it's not the priority. So I hit him up and he like 2,500, then he like 5,000. It's like, all right, he elevating, you know. Bro, it went from I ain't had the time for you to I gotta pay to sit in front of you, and I ain't mad about that. Like it's growth.
Well deserved. He definitely did his shit. Like he going crazy.
You think he's oversaturating himself right now?
Probably. But I don't know. I don't know like how long it could last. Maybe it can if you just never run out of this shit.
I mean, he did No Jumper and did like something like 2 million on the main interview and then like a shitload more on the clips. But I mean, I still see him doing pretty good numbers on Say Cheese and shit. You just kind of wonder, like, is he just kind of over whooping? And are the people maybe, because I've seen some interviews of his that I was like, oh, that seems like it's going to do real good. And then when I go to look at the views a week later, I'm like, oh, maybe people are feeling like he's a little oversaturated.
I feel like as long as he keep reinventing himself, he probably will be good.
Yeah.
Like once one thing get dry, have something else already in the chamber to come with.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like there's been moments lately where he's gotten a little bit lazy with it, where he's kind of like just showed up to an interview like real high, like not really like pushing the envelope, which I feel like he kind of has to maintain the standard that he's had. Like he's got to fucking wild out and like say a bunch of new shit, bring some new shit to the table.
Y'all ain't like sign him? Y'all ain't sign him with No Jumper?
I mean, it's hard to sign somebody when they're really like kind of surging and, you know, they're getting 5,000 for interviews left and right. That kind of makes them feel like if they want to be exclusive to us, then we're going to have to really be coming out of pocket. So maybe as time goes by, because my honest opinion is that I feel like he needs to just, whether it's with us or whether it's on himself, I feel like he needs to just do a fucking podcast and like really work on being a serious conversationalist.
Yeah, he doing interviews now.
Yeah.
I just seen them. I fuck with them.
Yeah. I mean, he's smart. He's seeing what we're doing and he's like, oh, fuck, I can do that. You know, I
that's
know
always, that's been my advice to him from like the beginning. I was telling him like I wanted him to hop in, like to be a journalist and this shit. So he taking that shit and he running with it. He definitely doing this shit. Like he got the Whoop channel. I be seeing he got the logo on the bottom, so he doing this shit.
I feel like he could go far with that because like not only are you interviewing people, you making entertaining. So it makes it different. You're not like everybody else. It ain't like me, shit. That ain't what I do. So it's like that's a whole nother lane.
You feel like Chicago is getting oversaturated with people doing interviews?
I don't mind people doing interviews. I don't like anybody could do them, but like I don't like when like
because now y'all got
same person is getting interviewed over and over and over. It made me not want to do it, and it might be somebody I want to interview, but it's like if it's 7 interviews out with that person, with y'all, with Vlad, with DJU, with Cam Capone, with Truth Tellers, like.
And especially if you can't think of anything interesting
media
or different to bring to the table. It's like that for me, a lot of times I'll have to say no to somebody who's a big deal. I know you can do some views, but it's like if I don't have anything new to bring to the table, well, how the fuck am I going to fill up this hour? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I've been trying to do a little different shit, like interview people that people don't really know, but their story is a story that they need to hear, type shit. Like,
well, that's the funny thing about Chicago now is that it's so competitive that anybody who's done anything has got a fucking interview out. You know, it's like you got to really scrape the surface to find people that are interesting or have stories that are worth telling that haven't already been done, you know?